early bird gets the worm. I wake up early, I start looking around the MMA news, and what do I find? Two banger stories. A, Geoff Neal leaks private DMs that Ian Garry sent him when they first got booked to fight, which seemed to contradict the approach that happened later on, which we all know how that happened. And so it's just another interesting note when it comes to that situation over in the Ian Garry camp of who's driving the negativity on the side of Ian Garry. So another Layla story. It just is what it is. But anyway, yeah, so Geoff Neal leaked some DMs from Ian Garry. We're going to talk about that. And then Robert Whittaker comes forward and says that he believes the Strickland and Duplessis fight was fake. And guess what I did? I went Jesse on Fire Weasel again, and we're going to go clip by clip, frame by frame, and we're going to really examine what happened there, because I can pretty definitively say whether or not this was real now that I've looked, I've zoomed in, frame by frame. We're going to talk about it. And also, we're going to talk about who won that fight, because I think most people thought that Strickland got some surprise punches in, and so Strickland kind of got the better of that exchange. But when you actually watch it frame by frame, that is not what happened. And we're going to go over that as well. And, and then we're going to look at how everyone around them behaved, because there's a lot of very notable people there. Ali Abdelaziz is there. Gilbert Burns is there. Chuck Liddell was there. Brandon Moreno was there. They were literally, Volkanovski was there. These are exactly who is involved in this brawl. I don't even know if everybody knew that, but you can see exactly what they did when this happened. And, I think it'll help inform whether or not this was fake. So that's what we're going to do. That is what we're going to do. Now, if you've not subscribed to the channel yet, this is not a free channel. It costs to subscribe here. Wait, what? It costs to consume my content. You just have to subscribe. That's what it is. So if you want to watch the content, just go ahead and subscribe. I'm just asking as a friend. I'm not like being a dick. Just subscribe to the channel. I would appreciate it very much. And also, I want to thank the sponsor of this video, Sheath Underwear. If you have not owned a pair of Sheath underwear, or if you want to buy something real nice for your somebody this Christmas, then go to sheathunderwear.com, go shopping, buy anything you want, and use the promo code FIRE. Then you email your receipt to realjesseonfire@gmail.com, and you will be entered to win a pair of Jordans this month. And it's Christmas. I'm probably going to get a really vicious one. Probably going to get a really vicious pair for somebody this month. So realjesseonfire@gmail.com is where you email the receipt. Sheathunderwear.com is where you go shop, and you use the promo code FIRE, send the receipt to my email, and that is what it is. All right, so let's jump right into this. We're going to start, actually, with the Geoff Neal story, because it's not super long, Ian Garry and Geoff Neal, but we're going to start there because it's very notable. Here we go.
Morning to Ian
Thank
Garry.
You, MMA Talk.
Neal has been booked to fight Ian Garry at UFC 299, which is set to go down on March 9th in Miami. The two fighters were previously scheduled to clash at UFC 292 earlier this year in Boston, but Neal got injured and bounced from the lineup. Now, during Monday's appearance on the MMA Hour, the 8th-ranked welterweight said that he's still upset at Garry for selling the mugshot t-shirt and plans to punch the Irishman when he sees him.
I don't know. It's kind of like a poetic justice, well, because I mean he likes to come at other fighters, I didn't even think that of him before I fought him. I accepted the fight, and then he messaged me on Instagram talking about, hey man, best of luck on the fight, saying like, oh, thank you for accepting the fight and all that. And then a week later he posts like the mugshot tee of me, so it was kind of weird, but you get what you get.
Yeah. And so that mugshot tee has been very polarizing. He was selling it. I don't know if he still sells it, but it was definitely a thing that he wore and that he sold. I felt like it was a bridge too far, and not something that you should be profiting off of, and in poor taste.
Yeah.
What did you think of that?
No, it was just low class. I'm not too bent out of shape about it, I'm just gonna punch him in the face when I see him, So we got a date, and then March 7th, just gonna beat him up.
All right, so there you go. So Geoff Neal is a stud. Ariel Helwani is a pot stirrer, as usual. Really, dude? The mugshot on the t-shirt, is it that bad? Okay, give me a break. I did a video about that, and I was teasing Layla because she acted like a victim when people went after her. Then we found out that she had put his mugshot on the t-shirt. That's the only reason that the t-shirt is notable, okay? It's because everyone was teasing her, and she was like, oh my God, why is everyone teasing me? It's like, I don't know. Like, are you not someone who teases people in the fight game? Oh, look at you. You made a t-shirt of Geoff Neal's face. So I guess you're in the game. But anyway, so yeah, who cares about the t-shirt except for that? But Ian Garry, DMing Geoff Neal to thank him for taking the fight. Oh, weird. So which person is the real person? The person who DMs nice things or the person who puts the thing on the t-shirt? Oh, right. That's two different people. There's Layla Anna Lee who's doing the thing on the t-shirt. Smart marketing, by the way. I'm actually giving you props for this. And Ian Garry who's being nice. You know? I just want to reiterate this, okay? Layla doing what she's doing is not a bad thing when it comes to promoting fights and helping her husband be, like publicly seen and make fun of other fighters and all that. It's just that when you do that, you don't get to complain when you want to be visible and be Ian Garry's wife and write blog posts about being Ian Garry's wife and then people tease you. You can't have it both ways. So, Anyway, so that's that story. Now let's move over to the main event. All right. The main event of the evening. So, Robert Whittaker, if you guys haven't seen this, he says that Strickland and DuPlessis' brawl at UFC 296 was staged. All right. So I thought about that and I was like, I don't know. Let me read what he says and I'll decide. All right. So I'm going to read this quote to you. And then we are going to dive into an actual analysis of whether or not this fight was staged, because I am relatively confident. I'm sure that I'm right about whether it was or not. Okay, so here's what Robert Whittaker said. He said, I thought it was staged, mate, honestly, because it was weird. It was weird the way that it happened. You saw Sean Strickland was like, move aside, please. Makes sense, but then he jumps WWE style. The way he was punching, the way he was kind of like, I don't know, fake punching on the back of Dricus DuPlessis. Maybe it was just for entertainment, at which case you can't really give him anything for it. I don't know. It's a bit silly. He's the champ. All right. So number one, so that's the quote. Number two, Ross Markey from Low Kick MMA. There are legit 2 typos that I just found right now reading that article. Come on, dude. Come on. 2. And I haven't even scanned the rest of the article. But anyway, you guys get the idea. So that is the quote. So what are we going to do about it? What are we going to do? We are going to go and analyze it very, very surgically, like the Weasel does with other things, okay? Go to the Weasel for fight breakdowns. You come here for is the fight real breakdowns. All right. So we're going to go through this, and like I said, we're going to come to a conclusion together. So here's where you start. You got Sean Strickland in the front. You got Dricus in the back. You got, look, if you look to the right of Strickland, you got Volkanovski right there. Okay. Dricus starts teasing Strickland. Dricus' boyfriend is right there with him. That's his boyfriend with the sunglasses. I'm just kidding. So it is obviously Dricus' friend right there. You got Moreno right there in between Strickland and Dricus. This kid with the afro right here, that's Gilbert Burns' son, and that's Gilbert Burns' wife, whose lap that he's sitting on. All right? So this is where Strickland asks the kid to move out of the way. And if you look right there, you can see Brandon Moreno is sitting right next to the kid. And you can see Gilbert Burns here in the back, and you can see Chris Weidman back here sitting next to Dricus. All right, this is the A-list UFC section, right? Okay, so this is where he starts going over the rails, and he's coming for Dricus. Dricus is ready for him. It seems like no one else can believe that this is actually happening. You're gonna see who's on this other side shortly when this melee starts. All right, I don't know who this is right here behind Dricus, who's got his head down with the bald head, but that looks like that's somebody also. So now here's where we land. Okay. So this is where I'm starting to tell you guys about who actually won this fight. Cause I think the way the camera angles made it look was like Sean dove on Dricus and he got some shots in, and then they like broke it up really quick, and it was pretty one-sided. Now, closest to the camera, the bald head right here, this is Ali Abdelaziz, and you'll see this in a second. And he's got a very notable role in this as well. This guy up here at the top left, like who kind of looks like Tekashi, no offense, whoever that is, but I can't tell who that is. And then this guy's for sure a fighter, the bald one. I don't know, my eyes aren't very good. I can't make out exactly who that is. But you see in this picture that where Strickland was raining down punches, Dricus has a body lock around, or a double leg, depending on how you want to look at that. He's got his hands closed around he's got his hands closed around Strickland's legs. All right. So then you go to this next one and look at that. So Strickland and Dricus disappearing into the mob was not the result of just a melee. It was a result of Dricus closing his hands behind Strickland and smashing him down to the ground. So now you can see other guys. You got Uriah right there. You've got Bilal right there. Again, now you can really see that this is Ali Abdelaziz. And then I think this is Kamaru with the hat on right there. Yeah, so from here, you can tell that he moves right over, and this is him like advancing position kind of as he's getting pulled off. You can see Ali Abdelaziz is getting in to try to break it up. Whoever this dude is who's kind of in front of Kamaru is breaking up, and then these guys are security right here. That's Gilbert Burns. That's Gilbert Burns trying to break it up. And then these guys in the black suits, one here, one here, one here. You can see Volkanovski behind them. Those guys are... the security's breaking it up, and then you got these guys watching, okay? Then you could see right here, that Dricus is up. You can see he's there. He's still pissed, though. He's still trying to fight. And now Ali and the security guys are trying to get everybody off of Strickland so they can pull him up. So then this one, now they're starting to get everybody off. You can see Dricus is still mad, and then... Dricus is screaming at these guys. And then right here, this is where Strickland is about to pop his head up. And there's Iceman, Chuck Liddell right there as well. All up in the mix. Bilal, all these guys. The key thing to understand here, if you're trying to assess whether this is fake or not, is look at all the people watching. Do they look like they knew something was coming? There's Jamal Hill. Okay. There's Jamal Hill. And then right there, you can see Ali Abdelaziz. This is where he's grabbed the kids. He's checking on Gilbert Burns' kids right there. You see down in the bottom right corner, Chuck Liddell's got his hand on his back. And then Ali has the kids, and he's checking on the kids. And then you can see here, same thing. He's like, he's kneeling down. He's checking on Gilbert Burns' kids. And in a second here, you are going to get Sean Strickland to pop up. And Dricus is still chilling. There you go. And now you can see Strickland there in the bottom right corner. The police have their hand on Ali's shoulders. So you see two police right there. They're like on Iceman and Ali Abdelaziz. And Strickland is up, and he's about to get escorted out. And then just look at everybody's faces. You got people out with their phones out. Look at how many people on the left have their phones out. Okay? So the idea that this is not real is so stupid. And I'm sure, there's Robbie Lawler too, over in the top right corner. I mean, this is the who's who of the, wait a minute. That's not Kamaru. That's not Kamaru at all. Huh. Interesting. Anyway, there's a bunch of fighters there, but bottom line is, Here's what I think happened. I think Sean Strickland saw an opportunity to cut a promo, and so he took it. Simple as that, dude. Sean, it's fake, but it's only fake in that Sean Strickland decided to do it on his own. You know what I mean? I think Sean Strickland decided to do it on his own because he's promoting a fight. Dricus is right there. He kind of, they had the incident at the presser, and he's like, this will probably play pretty well. Or maybe he's like, dude, I said this guy got under my skin. People are talking in the press. I got to get him. Maybe. And that's basically it. So that's the entire incident. And so what are we going to say about this? Is this real? Is this fake? Is this real? Is this fake? I mean, dude, really? You guys you think that's fake? That seems fake. Okay, if that was going to be staged by anyone, there is absolutely no way in 100 billion years that they are going to put all those fighters around a thing like that, okay, and then not warn them, because you very clearly can see these guys are reacting like, whoa. Like all of those guys, all of their faces are like, whoa, 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 whoa. Look at all of them. Look at everyone's face here. Do these guys look like look at them. They're all pulling out their phones. Okay? None of these guys knew this was coming, obviously. And if you're the organization, what's the last thing that you would do if you're going to stage a fight in the crowd? Is put all the most volatile professional fighters that are your assets in the same area, dude. Because what if it turned into a huge melee, which it very easily could have? Could have been the most chaotic situation they've ever had. That could have been worse than the Khabib and Conor one, you know, if things really hit the fan. But also, there's also no way that you put Gilbert Burns' kids there. You know what I mean? Now, is it possible that Sean decided to cut a promo by jumping on top of Dricus? Of course. I said that last night. I said last night that he probably decided, yeah, you know, like, I'm going to cut a promo here. I'm going to jump on him, throw some punches. It's going to get broken up really easy. There's essentially no threat to me actually getting hurt or him getting hurt. So I'm just going to go after him. Yeah. I mean, if you think that's staged, then sure. Then that's what it means, staged, that Sean didn't actually just completely snap. Then sure, yeah, staged. But it's a real fight. There's nobody else in on it. That's just Sean, dude. Would be my take. So, yeah. So that's what we got, dude. Where else are you going to get this hyper, you know, surgical breakdown of an event like this? Probably nowhere. Anyway, subscribe to the channel. I love you guys. Thank you for the continued support. Ian Garry is nice behind the scenes. Oh, thank you, Joff Neal, for taking this fight. Layla's all, don't be nice. If you end up in an elevator with his mom, you need to beat the shit out of her. Wait, what? You beat the shit out of his mom. Why would I beat the shit out of his mom? Because